Hey everyone, and welcome back to the series of tutorials that will help you to create quick and easy, contextually accurate base models in 3ds Max. My name is Amy, and this tutorial will teach you how to go from having an OREN FIGUREGROUND shapefile to having a clean DXF file ready to extrude into buildings in 3ds Max. So let's get started. First things first, it is important to note that I have downloaded a slightly smaller area of FIGUREGROUND from OREN, as the file size for this dataset is a lot bigger than that of the contour dataset, so you'll most likely need to create multiple shapefiles for your base map area. But for today, we are just going to use one. The particular source I got this shapefile from was Melbourne Water's Building Footprint Polygon 2019, which I found by searching FIGUREGROUND. The next thing I did was open the shapefile in QGIS and create a vector layer using grass, which I've shown in previous tutorials. However, instead of creating a 3D vector layer next, we are going to create an outline vector layer of the FIGUREGROUND, as the FIGUREGROUND is currently a hatched boundary of the buildings within our area, and we want the outline of these buildings. To do this, we are going to search for boundaries in our search bar of our grass tool, and then we are going to select the option to convert boundaries to lines. This will open up a new tab, and from here we are going to select the FIGUREGROUND vector that we have created, and we're going to give a name for the line output that we're about to create. So in this case, FIGUREGROUND outline. And then we are going to click run. This may take a second or two to run successfully, but once it has done so, we are going to click view output to add this layer to the layer sidebar. And then we are going to turn off our vector layer. And voila, we can see that it has created an outline of each of the buildings in the FIGUREGROUND shapefile. The next thing to do is to export this FIGUREGROUND. And then to save and exit QGIS. And then we're going to open that file in AutoCAD. Once again, this may take a while to load. And we don't want to open a second DWG. And then, of course, double click the scroll button to navigate the FIGUREGROUND. And then we have our FIGUREGROUND outline. Now we could just import this FIGUREGROUND DXF into 3ds Max as is. However, from previous experience, I know that if we want to use the scripted glue tool, which allows the buildings to attach themselves to the topography that we have created in previous tutorials, we are going to need to clean this up a bit, as currently QGIS and OREN's polygons are not clean polygons. They don't seem to create correct polylines, and from trial and error I have now worked out a way to clean these up in order for the polylines to be recognized by the scripted glue plugin in 3ds Max. So to do this, we are first going to just make sure that everything is regenerated by typing in regen and pressing enter, and then waiting for the model to be regenerated. The second thing we're going to do is to explode these splines in order to attempt the first step at creating recognized polylines. So we're just going to type in explode, press enter. This may take a few seconds for it to finish this command. Okay then, and now this has been exploded a bit more. As you can see, they're not closed splines, however they're still not clean polylines, as I've found out from these trials and errors. So the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to overkill any excess lines by typing in overkill and then selecting all of the figure ground and pressing enter, and then enter again. And then we are going to save this as a DWG and then close AutoCAD.